Yo, it's TV show on the hot seat, we in the zone. All things ruthless, let your passion be known. Indie films and TV, we're bringing the heat. With fresh interviews, can't accept defeat. All things ruthless, we keep it real. Discussing the films, the stories that fill. From hidden treasures to the stars on the rise. Catch the vibe, see the world through our eyes. Break down the plot, sharp like a knife. Unpacking the moments that bring stories to life. In all things ruthless, it's about you. You should follow us and see it through.
What's up? What's up? What is up, everybody? It is your girl Tika Deshawn right here at All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. And of course, I had to come through and I told a few people last night about my Monday night rewinds. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. Tonight, we're going to discuss a message from a mistress. And oh my God, y'all, when I tell y'all this movie right here came with some shenanigans, it was all of the shenanigans that you could think of. Now, I'm going to tell you my initial impression when I first saw the intro to this. I saw, a group of ladies getting together, hanging out, doing sisters' night, hanging out, just kicking it with the wine and the charcuterie boards. Like that's what it was given for me. That was the energy that it was given for me. But then, y'all, it takes a whole different type of twist. And when I tell y'all, this thing right here came with the shenanigans, but let me tell y'all who's the part of the cast of this particular movie. This particular film includes the cast of Andrew Conwell, Kiki Haynes, of course, we know her as Detective Davis, McKinley Freeland. He's currently on Reasonable Doubt. A lot of people know him on Reasonable Doubt. It's been a while. I think there was another show that McKinley Freeman was actually on. It had something to do with the girl. She was like a cheerleader. And anyway, I'll think of it in a little while. I'm sure somebody else in the comments will be able to let me know too. But then we had Amin Joseph, Alicia Renee, Vincent M. Ward. So some people think that these are new faces to the industry, but this particular film came out in 2017. And I also just want to let you guys know that Kiki Haynes is also a producer on this particular project. So of course, you guys know that I did an interview with her along with 2111 Radio. And for the full interview, you guys, make sure you head up to 2111 Radio Show. They're right here on YouTube. You can check out the full interview. But there was a moment where I was his co-host, Derek Scott. He was asking Kiki questions, just about throwback type projects and things that she has done in the past. I'll say it like that. And so anyway, this one wasn't on his list, but it was on my list. So again, it's called a message from a mistress. And so I asked her, will there actually be a part 2 of a message from a mistress? And I'm just going to give you guys a clip of what she actually had to say about that. And after that, you guys, I'll be right back.
As a character.
Oh my, that's like asking me, don't want
my bad, y'all. Wrong question. I'll get that pulled up in just a moment. I'll definitely get that pulled up in just a moment. But anyway, she was saying that right now she doesn't know that whether or not there is going to be a part 2, but she's very familiar with the writer/producer of this project. And she said that so many people have been, coming to her, asking her, hey, are you guys going to do a part 2? Are you guys going to finish this thing up? And, she thinks that it should be revisited. But I do believe that if they get enough chatter about it, I do believe that more people would actually, if they get more chatter, that means by going and actually watching it, then that will get them, the revenue that they need to create a part 2, because these are independent projects. So they're funded by specific individuals, not by a big old movie companies and all of that stuff. So anyway, I do want to play. Just imagine, okay, so just imagine sitting and having brunch with your girls, and y'all are hanging out and y'all are kicking it. Now, let me introduce you guys to each of the characters in this particular project, a message from a mistress. Um, so the ladies are literally sitting and just hanging out. And we introduced in the very beginning of the project, we see Jezebel, and she's definitely a Jezebel, but her name is Jessica Bell, and she's played by Angela Conwell. This is a lady that is really stirring up all of the chaos within the lives of these three ladies. So we're going to talk a little bit more about her in just a moment, but there's also we are also introduced to other characters in this movie. So the first character is Miss Renee Clinton. Of course, that's Kiki Haynes, and she's married to Jackson. And Jackson is portrayed by McKinley. Okay, so McKinley West. He's portrayed. That's her husband in the movie, y'all. So anyway, she's trying to cook him breakfast, and the kitchen is smoking. Even the baby girl came in and was like, Mama, you trying to cook? Because normally she doesn't cook. She kind of got her kids to a certain age, and then she wanted to go back to work. So her husband, who's a doctor, like they're pretty well off already, but she said she wanted something for herself. She's a mother as well, and she's a wife, but she wanted something for herself. But with that, she traded something. You know what I mean? She traded time with her family, time with her husband by going back to work. And her husband, Jackson, is not excited about that at all. He kind of gives her a hard time. And so you're looking at him and you're like, dang, like he's really being hard on her. All she's doing is just trying to be great, so to speak. So then we're gonna meet Aria Livewell, and when we see Aria and her husband, they're pretty much getting it in. So they seem like a relatively pretty good and happy couple. Don't seem like they have any issues whatsoever. He's asking her about having a baby, and she's like, "Well, babe, I'm writing a book. Just give me a couple more years, and then maybe we'll establish working on having a baby." And he's not really here for it. He really wants a child. Like he said, you've been writing this book for 2 years, and I mean, I'm with him. You've been writing this book for 2 years. Like, give your husband. Y'all agreed that y'all would, make a family. So what's the problem now? Why is it that you're not able or willing to give this man the family that he deserves? And so then we're gonna meet Miss Jamie Lee Hall, y'all. Jamie Lee Hall is married to Bishop Eric, and Bishop Eric is not very nice to her whatsoever. She's sitting at the table. Well, he's sitting at the table when she walks in. And keep in mind, you guys, all of the men, they're friends, and they're preparing to go on this fishing trip. So anyway, she walks in, she speaks to him, and it's like he really has nothing to say to her. You can tell that there is some tension within this relationship. So this is just the introduction to all of the couples. And then, like I said, y'all, we see the ladies and they're just having a good old time. They got cupcakes, they have cheese plates, like they got food. You know what you do on the girls' night out or girls' brunch, whatever you want to call it. You got the wine. And so the ladies get a ring at the door. At first, it is Renee's assistant, but then they get a batch of flowers. And so it says to her, and it's three of them. So which her are you actually referring to? The ladies don't know where these flowers come from. So they're thinking, each one of them is thinking, oh, well, maybe it's from my husband. And like I said, y'all, they have no idea who this or this, and keep in mind this is 2017, so this is on one of those round discs, okay, that you used to stick into the computer. So they stick, or a DVD, and so they take this disc, they stick it into the DVD player, and I'll play the message for you guys. So check this video out, and I'll be right back.
I know where to find you because it's girls' night where we hang with the clique. as you know, I won't be attending the festivities this go round. Or ever again, for that matter. There are many forks in the road in life. And I decided to travel down the path leading straight into your husband's open arms. Yes, your husband. I can't lie and say I regret it. I need him more than you do, and I love him more than you ever will. This morning, you saw him for the last time. Tonight, he comes home to me. He's my man now. Thank you. Thank you for not being a woman enough for him. I am twice the woman you are. As a matter of fact, he whispered that in my ear just a few weeks ago in your bed. I mean, if you have yet to figure it out, you most definitely will. Tonight, when you're sleeping alone and your husband's arms are wrapped around me. Bye-bye now. What the?
So yeah, like what the hell? Like, girl, what do you mean? And whose husband are you referring to? Like the ladies have no idea, in their well, I'll say this. They think they know, but they really don't know. They're just speculating. And so they're trying to call Jezza on the phone, like just blowing her line up. But we see that Jezza has moved. She has got the heck out of Dodge. She's no longer in the house. And when we see Jezza, she's on the phone, leaving a message for her lover. And she calls him, "Hey lover." She says, "Hey lover, I'm all moved in and I'll be here waiting for you." So she has literally given up her life for somebody's husband. Now, keep in mind, Jessica's husband passed away a year or two ago. And so she was lonely. And so the men would do, come over, help her from time to time, or she would come over to the other ladies' homes. And, there were moments where she would be, hanging out with their husbands versus hanging out with the girls. And they didn't see anything wrong with it at the time because they're thinking, oh, this is our good girlfriend. She'd never do anything like this. She'd never do anything crazy. You know what I mean? So they trusted her enough to leave their men with her. So there's moments where the ladies are sitting in this empty apartment and they're thinking about the times where Jezza was alone with their husband. Each one of them allowed Jezza to be in their lives and their husband lives in some shape, form, or fashion. There was even a time where Renee, played by Kiki Haynes, was at work. She was hard at work and she couldn't come home to complete something for this party that Jackson, her husband, was having. And so her friend, her good friend Jezza, stepped in to help out. And you leave your girl, your friend alone with your man. There is a possibility that there may be some trouble. Not all single women go after married men. That's not always the case, but in this case, she found comfort in one of their husbands, and now one of their husbands may or may not be coming home at the end of the night. So the ladies start going through their own discretions. Renee goes through her thought of when she almost had she almost did the do with her assistant, but her assistant was gay, so she wasn't his type. So they didn't go through. They didn't follow through with what almost could have happened. So, but again, these ladies at this time are left to sit back and evaluate, and what did I do that maybe my husband knows, or is it my husband that's cheating? Like, they're literally going through and doing this whole self-evaluate or self-inventory of what they did that could have possibly caused their husband to actually go out there and cheat. So then we have Arya, and Arya, she's again confiding in Jessica. And we find out that, she can't have any babies. She said when she was in college, she had a couple of abortos. She did, she was always drinking and partying and just doing the most. And now she thinks that because of her past actions, this is why she's unable to give her husband the child that he wants and that he deserves. But the one that struck me the most, because keep in mind, um, she is a pastor's wife. Let me hold on one second. Let me get back to her actual name real quick, and then I can, because my brain got locked. But oh dang, they didn't even have her character on here. Let me go to the other slide, y'all. I apologize. Let me go to the other slide. It is, let's see, what is her character name? Because she's supposed to be the pastor wife, like, and you, in other words, you're supposed to be the good one. Like, there shouldn't be you should be like the perfect, literally the perfect wife. And unfortunately, she has her own discretion. Her name is Jamie. So Jamie is the one who had the discretion of cheating on her husband. Like, she had this whole obsession with this one stripper by the name of Pleasure. She was paying Pleasure to literally give her pleasure. And unfortunately, like, she stayed out 1 moment too late. And she walks in the house, and unfortunately, y'all, this whole thing, the whole sexcapade, whatever you want to call it, it all was caught on the phone. She basically butt out her husband, and he heard the whole sexual interaction between Jamie and this guy Pleasure. And he said that he was giving it to her like really good. I'm just saying. And her husband heard it all. And when she came back into the home, he was so, he at first she wanted to try to deny it. She said it's not what you think it is. But her husband, Bishop, was like, "Oh, H no, you about to go to the king right about now." He choked her. He was so upset with her. He even stuck his hand up her dress and said, "How dare you come back home to me wet from being with another man?" He was giving her all the business. Like, I just knew, and she kept saying, "Now I can't breathe." I just knew that she was going to be gone right then and there. But he allowed her. Basically, he allowed her to stay alive just to torture her verbally, to ignore her, to sit at the dinner table. And she said that, like, why is it that if you hate me so badly, why do you even come home? Why do you come to dinner? What is the point? What is the point behind all of the torture and the ill treatment, that you're giving to me? And so we'll just say the ladies are at home. Like I said, they're going through all of the things that, all of the emotions that they're feeling from this whole, who is it? Is it my husband? Is it my man that's cheating on me? Well, the men come home. I won't completely give you all the images, but the men do come home, and at the end of the day, y'all, we still don't know who who it was. Like, we don't know whose husband was actually cheating with the wife. We don't know. Like, they give us a message from, or there's a moment or a scene where Jessa is on the phone. She's leaving a voice message, or actually she calls whoever this lover is, and she's literally going off on him, because all the husbands have gone back home. Jamie decided to basically divorce her husband because enough was just enough. Jackson, who is Renee's husband, came home and said that, he's cheated. He cheated. He had a one night stand, and the lady who he had the one night stand with is having a baby. But it's not Jessa. He said, "It's not Jessa. I would never mess with your friend. It's not Jessa." So who the heck is it that's messing with Jessa? So then we have Aria, and she's talking to her husband Kingston, and he's denying it that he's not cheating with this woman. He's not cheating with her best friend. So at the end of the episode, y'all, like I said, we have a conversation. We see Jessica on the phone, and she's talking to whoever's man is supposed to be. She calls him lover. Now, in the midst of being disappointed that she has literally given up all of her friends for a man who basically does not want her, at least not at the moment. She did all of this. She told her friends that she was cheating with one of their husbands. She literally went through all of the motions just for him to say that he didn't want her, or he couldn't, break it off with his wife. Again, she was about to say the name, but then he called, or she called, he called. And, like I said, she was blasting him. You were supposed to come home to me. What are you doing? You weren't supposed to go over there. We were supposed to start our new life together. And so, again, y'all, this show, or this movie was absolutely amazing. I was absolutely here for it. Keep in mind, it is a rewind. It came out in 2017, but it's definitely, without a doubt, it's definitely worth watching. 10 out of 10, I would say. I recommend for you all to head over to, you can catch it on Tubi, Prime Video. I think it's even on YouTube. You may be able to even find it on YouTube. But listen, it's worth watching. It's worth watching. I can't say this, I can't stress this enough. It is absolutely worth watching. So anyway, you guys, I won't hold you very long. I just wanted to, come through and just let you guys know that there's some great content on TV. Let me see if I can actually pull up this video with Kiki, where she was talking, telling us about the series, or about this movie. Let's see. Because it may be, let's see, it may be under one of my longer files that I'm not able to actually pull up. If it's not, that's okay. Throw a I'll throw a clip up a little bit later. But thank y'all for hanging out with me for a few on this Monday evening, Monday Rewind. I will try my best to continue to bring you guys a Monday Rewind. I think I'm going to focus on movies that we've seen, or we may or may not have seen, from actors that, we kind of interact with, as far as watching some of their current projects, some of the current things that that they're working on right now. But for the most part, again, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I saw you guys come in and out of the room. So thank you. Again, I do have, just so you know, a 99-cent subscription where I will basically, you'll become a member of the channel, and becoming a member of the channel will give you firsthand recaps. Like, you'll be the first to receive a recap that I do. You'll be the first to receive any just any conversations that I do, any interviews that I do. You'll be first to see them. I'll also bring any trailers that's coming out, any movies that are coming out. You'll be the first to receive them. That's a part of the perks program that I have with my membership. So I think, let's see, this still may be the wrong video. Anyway, just a quick thought, since we are talking about Kiki, Detective Davis. A lot of people been giving her a hard time, but as we saw on the latest episode, she was able to get her man Doc back. So I don't know if a lot of people might be in their feelings about Doc, Detective, but that's the name of the new relationship. So make sure y'all head over to Kiki Haynes' page and just hashtag Detective, because the couple is back. They're back and they did the do. That's all I can say. But as always, always fun, to talk about all the Queen's men and some of the cast members. They make it easy to talk about them. They're awesome. They're great at what they do. Yes, we may see them one or two projects here or there, but for the most part, these people are creative. They're working. They're doing what they love, and you can tell a lot of them are extremely passionate about what it is that they are doing. And so, just like I said, for those of you that didn't know, Kiki Haynes is also a producer. She's produced projects, I mean, things you would never expect. So, just so you know, Doc Detective are literally back together. Just want to give you one image, or maybe two. Y'all saw what he did before he opened up, or when he opened up that towel. It was funny because I'm like, Doc, why you playing with her like that? But we find out that, some people say they were never ever getting back together. Well, Doc was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, because I'm pretty sure Madam instructed him to cut the relationship off. But however, comma period, they were still doing the do. So is this gonna create a problem with Madam? Is this going to create a problem once she find out that Doc is still kicking it with Detective Davis, especially during knowing the fact that there's a trial going on against Madam? Is Madam gonna have a problem with Doc still kicking it with the detective, y'all? Anyway, let me give y'all this quick clip about the relationship between Doc as well as Detective Haynes, Detective Davis, and then your girl is gonna be up out of here. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, kicking it with me, rocking with me right here at All Things Ruthless. Okay, thank y'all so much, and y'all have a great rest of your night. And I'll see y'all next Monday for another wind down or Monday rewind, and it'll be another movie. But keep in mind, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Come back because on Thursday we'll be talking about Wednesday, but on Wednesday I'm going to have a live discussion, or a live, just a celebration, a tribute to the beautiful, the courageous, the talented Baja Lynn Odoms. We know her as Elder Mother Supreme from Tyler Perry's Ruthless. So I'm just going to honor her and do my best to honor her as much as I can. She may or may not come through. I did send the invitation to her. But I still can celebrate and show her love without her being, in the virtual room. So anyway, you guys, check out this quick clip, and then I'm gonna be up out of here. Thank y'all for tapping in. Stay ruthless.
As a character.
Oh my, that's like asking me, don't want butter pecan ice cream or cookies and cream. Like, really? They're both good. Ooh.
That part.
That's a hard question, Marcus. I want, you know what? In the words of Madam, I want both. I want it all.
There it is.
I want it. I honestly, real talk, I would love it, because people have asked about, is For Better or Worse going to come back, since Tyler has brought back some of the other shows like House of Pain. I would love For Better or Worse, to come back. And, who says I can't do both? Right now, Michael is playing on the new hit show. Yeah, he plays. Him and Portia Coleman are killing it together. It's Naomi and is it Hakeem? Is his name Hakeem?
I think so.
I think so. So why can't I? Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So why can't I be Detective Davis and Keisha again? I'm gonna say both, DeMarcus.
There it is. Exactly.
And I have Marcus on Tuesday and Doc on Friday.
Okay.
Listen.
I approve that message.
Exactly. Let me tell you, this has been dope.
Down the fly, sharp like a knife, unpacking the moments that bring stories to life. In all things ruthless, it's about you. You should follow us and see it through.